This afternoon here on BBC Radio Northampton, seeing as we're going to be talking about education next. And it's BBC Radio Northampton now. On Wednesday of this week, 9 through till 12, there's a coffee morning taking place. I love the way this is written, actually. In aid of Parkinson's disease. I don't think you mean that. I think you mean to raise money into resourcing a cure or perhaps investigations and our understanding of Parkinson's disease. It's taking place at the Nuffield Health and Fitness Centre at Sixfields. If you want to go along, everybody's welcome to go. I haven't got any news about an admission price, so I'm assuming it's free. Cakes, coffee and a raffle all on offer. And the coffee morning will, of course, be raising money, so be as generous as you possibly can. 9 until 12 over at Sixfields. The Nuffield Health and Fitness Centre is the place to go. Now, they say that you should learn something new every day. We certainly do here on the programme here on BBC Radio Northampton. Maybe you can be doing the same thing in the very near future, because the Daventry Centre of Northampton College has launched a new directory of part-time courses, including things like Mediterranean cookery and counselling. Now, to tell me more, I've got Ellen Butler, who's the head of the Daventry Centre of Northampton College, who's on the phone this afternoon. Ellen, welcome to the programme. I suppose the first thing I should ask you is, does that make you a head teacher, or does it make you the head of a business over in Daventry?
Well, I'm head of centre. I'm an educationalist. I'm a head of centre at Daventry, which is one of 3 sites at Northampton College.
So you're delivering adult education classes out in the Daventry area. Why has the college moved to do this? Because Northamptonshire County Council does have offers of adult education over in the Daventry area itself. Is this about competition?
I don't necessarily think it's about competition. I think it's about providing educational opportunities for people who live in and around Daventry. I've worked in education for many years, and in my experience as an educationalist, I think sometimes we do have a bit of a tendency to think we know what is best for people in terms of what they might want to or need to study. We rarely ask the question. So when I started in my new post of head of centre at Daventry, I wanted to really turn that on its head. I wanted to ask the community, what did they want from education? What courses, part-time courses, did they want to see offered? So what we decided to do throughout November and December was to carry out a survey, a Have Your Say survey. We did that online, and I also went out with my sandwich board, believe it or not, to the local supermarket.
Good for you.
In the town centre, to ask for people's views. We really wanted to give the community a chance to have their say.
What was people's reaction to seeing you out with a sandwich board as an educationalist and the head of it?
Bemused, I think would be the word, bemused. But they were very positive. We had some very, very positive responses. We had several hundred responses, actually, from people in and around the area. And they gave us a very clear steer about the kinds of programmes they wanted to see.
All right, so what did they want to see?
Well, a range of things linked to employment and career paths, as well as what I would term as the old leisure and pleasure type programmes. Programmes such as cookery, for example, things like looking at digital photography, hair and beauty. Mm-hmm. So a range of programmes they wanted to see. And, you know, we've been very keen to try and put an offer on which extends to 30 or 40 different courses in lots of different vocational areas to meet the needs of people in the area.
You've clearly moved very quickly, because if you did the survey at the end of last year, here we are just going into April. It takes time to not only go through the data of what people tell you they want, but also to then serve that need by putting the courses on. You've moved very fast.
Yes, we have. We've worked very hard as a team, collaboratively, to try and put provision on, as I say, that we think is going to meet the needs of people. And we've got a range of programmes, as I've said. We've got programmes that link to careers, to career changes, how to get that ideal job, setting up in business. We've got IT and computer courses for beginners and the more experienced. We've got courses for literacy and numeracy. We've got free courses for people who might want to try their hand at teaching, who might want to be a teaching assistant, as well as a range of courses linked to health and well-being, conversational Spanish and French, etc.
Before I get into a shopping list of courses, which actually I don't really want to do, because I want people to go and seek for themselves what's on offer, something did spring out from the details that we got here at the radio station. You've got free maths and English courses being run for adults. How are you able to do that?
Well, we're able to do that through funding sources that we get from the government, public funding. And the government agenda very much at the moment nationally is around helping people to improve maths and English. It's an employability skill that is recognised by businesses across the area. In fact, nationally, there's a shortage in good maths, people with good maths and English skills. So we've got a pot of money to support people to improve those very skills.
Does that mean, by implication, therefore, if organisational establishments like yours are able to put on free maths and English courses, does that mean that the education system is now effectively failing youngsters if this kind of course is having to be put on and having to be made available and on a free basis? I
think we have to be careful about saying education is failing young people. I think there are lots of barriers to learning that young people face that aren't necessarily brought about by the education system that they're in. I think what we're about is a second chance sector. I think we're about making sure that people who haven't achieved for whatever reason at school have got an opportunity to do so when they're 16, 17, 18.
Equally, if you're looking at an older age range, and I take entirely your point about vocational subjects being offered as well as the leisure and pleasure kind, is there a message that's coming back to you from Daventry which is saying, look, there is a need for future and better employment prospects and people need to be educated for them so that they compete on a level playing field with other people in the county?
I think that there's a need per se across the country for people to put themselves in a position where they've got the best possible skills, not just to get a job, but to improve their prospects. We know that social mobility is helped through education. We know that people who are better educated have a chance, therefore, of having better jobs, having better housing, having faster cars, etc. And I think the programmes that we're putting on, we've got a mix of programmes that will help individuals pursue the careers that they want, but also give them an opportunity to take on courses that are fun and, as I say, the old leisure and pleasure type programmes they can come in and enjoy.
Your courses start in the very near future, so people, if they want to join, had better get their skates on, hadn't they?
They start next Tuesday the 16th of April, and they're running all the way through the summer term. We are hoping to expand further the provision in September, so watch this space.
How much further can you go? Because obviously the Northampton College is chiefly there for younger people. The Daventry Centre, obviously, as you said, one of the three sites that feeds into the totality of Northampton College. Do you see a lot of expansion in the offer that you're able to make to the general public in the adult sector?
I think so, yes. I think what we need to do is to be absolutely clear that education is for all. Further education has always been about community education. It's always been about serving the needs of young people, but very much those adults and people in business as well. And I think I'm keen, as well as everybody at Northampton College, to expand the offer as far as we possibly can to meet the needs of people in the community and businesses in the community to sustain the economy.
We live in a tough economy. Everybody would recognise that, and I'm sure everybody would echo those words. What about course fees? I don't mean in terms of what people are going to have to pay, but if you look at some organisations that offer adult learning classes, like Northamptonshire County Council, for instance, there is a scheme whereby people can get a discounted course fee, they can get a remitted course fee based on their ability to pay and their own personal circumstances. Is the college in a position to be able to offer the same kind of discounting facility based on an individual's needs?
Yeah, I mean, what we have, we've got a range of programmes. Some of them are free. Some of them will be dependent on an individual's financial circumstances, as the adult offer would be through the county council. What we have done is we've looked very carefully at our fees, and they chime really with other educational providers in and around the area.
OK, well...
What I would also say, however, is that education for adults has never been better, and adult education loans are coming out in September for those that are 24 plus. So, people have got the opportunity to access education and better themselves.
Is there detail of that on your website?
There is.
OK.
Yeah, and the website is www.northamptoncollege.ac.uk.
She's just done the job for me, bless her. Yes, it's www.northamptoncollege.ac.uk. There's also a phone number that you can ring, and I'll do that. It's 0845 300 4401. 0845 300 4401. You can find out all of the details of what's on offer there. You'll have to get your skates on because many of those part-time courses do start next week with the end of the Easter break. The educationalists are raring to go, and Ellen Butner, who's the head of Daventry Centre for Northampton College, is one of them. Ellen, lovely to have you on. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to have you on the programme. So, if you want to perhaps give yourself a greater degree of education than might otherwise have been the case, if you want to look at something vocational, it's on offer. If you want to look at something that is leisure and pleasure related, it's on offer there as well. Actually, I did have a look at the County Council's offer of adult learning classes before we came on the air. Just 13 on offer. Rather more on offer from Northampton College for Daventry.